Welcome back to another episode of I've Never Liked You with Matteo, Lane, and Nick Smith. It's a 15-minute podcast where we discuss things we love and we hate. And today we're talking about Crumbl
Cookies, to be specific.
Crumbl Cookies. So Crumbl Cookies.
For those who don't know, every Sunday,
it's a cookie. Is it nationwide now? It has to be because right, Donnie does it in Pittsburgh. So it's a cookie company that every week they change the flavors of the cookies, right? And they're like, lemon curd cheesecake, and one's like blueberry.
They do fun flavors,
but they're huge. So I finally got on them. I finally started liking them. But I have to say, I went with Rodrigo the other day. We went to the one that's by my apartment that's new. It's cool that they make them there, or at least they pretend to, and they have them. I have no idea where they're actually making them. But it was like, just such a New York thing, where like you walk into a place and you just stand there for 7 minutes and no one's talking to you. They see you. There's like 7 staff members, and everyone they don't make eye contact with you. They don't say we'll be right with you.
They don't give a shit if you stay or leave.
They don't give a shit. And then I was like, it kind of takes the flavor away from the cookie that I knew it was made with hatred, like boredom, Coke.
That's most food in New York was made with hatred.
But I mean, I do like them. My only issue with them is if you want to order them on Uber Eats, you can't just get one.
You have to order 4.
You have to order 4.
And they're big.
They're huge. They're like the size of my head.
They give me heartburn. My biggest complaint is even when you go in person, what is deceiving, Mr. Crumbl, is on the counter, they have all of the cookies, and then they have mini versions of all the cookies.
Which is a normal sized cookie.
Which is a normal sized cookie, but you're not allowed to buy the mini version of the cookie.
No.
It's only for catering. They should also sell the mini version in store, because sometimes I just maybe would like to get one of each of the mini ones.
I bet you they're going to get enough complaints that they eventually will sell the mini ones in the store. I don't understand why they would. I mean, it's bare bones.
More money for them.
They're like, well, here's 4 flavors. I like that part, that it's like they're like going back and forth on the 4 flavors, but like, my God,
it's fun flavors, and some of the flavors,
but they're always sold out.
Week was amazing, and the 2 staples are regular chocolate chip, and they have like a sugar with pink frosting.
Where they do
as like the 2 staple cookies.
But I've not seen the sugar with pink frosting.
What?
I've been to Crumbl 3 times last week. I did not see the sugar with the pink frosting sitting there on the counter.
I mean, that's usually those are their 2 staples, and then they alternate new flavors.
I didn't have a chance to ask, because if I did, I would have been physically struck. The staff was so angry. Also, there was a girl in front of us who like wouldn't get. She was like, "I want to get." This is my southern accent. I want to get a Rocky Road.
Paula Deen was all of a sudden in New York.
Paula Deen wouldn't show her face here. So the girl's like, the New Yorker. Well, we're out. So you're telling me back there in your kitchen where I see big machines being made back there fixing to make cookies, y'all didn't plan? It's only 8 p.m., honey. Y'all are open till 11. So how many cookies did you make this morning that you're not ready to make? So now they're arguing, and the New Yorker just goes, we're sold out. She just kept saying we're sold out.
Because she didn't care. She could have had 30 more dozen of those in the back. She wasn't checking. She gave 3 shits less.
Well, I was kind of jealous, to be honest, because I was like, well, she's getting more attention than I'm getting. Like, they won't even look at me. Me and Rodrigo were just standing there.
They were still hoping you'd leave.
We did. We left. At one point, we just got up and left. And I was like, well, that sucks. I didn't get the cookie.
Their plan worked. Maybe if I stop acknowledging you, you'll get up and leave.
But there was one person in line, and that one person was behaving like there were 20 people, and I couldn't get around. We couldn't get anything. But I will say we got Gavin into them. Donnie is obsessed with them. Does Simmer like them? I don't think Simmer does like them.
I don't think he likes them either. So I will say, in New York, the other sort of big cookie is Levain Bakery,
which.
They have multiple locations throughout the city instead of just that one on the Upper West. And I do actually think I prefer those over Crumbl.
Well, different types.
They're very different types.
Crumbl's more,
but
fun.
Crumbl, I've noticed, is I really can't get that often anymore. Like, I was going hard and getting numerous a week, and it was giving me such bad heartburn.
Are you taking anything for heartburn?
Tums.
No, Nick, you need to be taking like Nexium. Is that what it's called? The heartburn medicine, Nexium?
I didn't know you went to medical school.
You should take
What school did you go to?
You should. I went to the gastrologist school of
shit.
Well, no pun intended. It's all about that. No, because I also suffer from heartburn. I'm a survivor. And
I'm a survivor. Reba.
but you should take heartburn medicine.
But-
like daily heartburn medicine. Tums actually I don't think is good for you.
You're not good for me, and yet here I am every day. So, Crumbl, though, I had to stop. I can't have as much. Levain, though, I actually think I could eat one every day. But it's only those 4 flavors. They only have those 4, and they never change them out. Granted, they're amazing, but they're only those 4. So that's why Crumbl
My issue with Levain,
is are constantly
the
changing.
classic Levain chocolate chip cookie, which has walnut in it, which I like.
I love.
I love. It needs a little more salt in it. It's too sweet. When I bite into it, I'm waiting for that extra hit.
I mean, put some salt on it then.
No, but you know what I mean. I'm waiting for that extra hit of like a little bit of like.
But salt on a chocolate chip cookie is not everyone's cup of tea. I didn't even know that was a thing until I was like 28.
I'm just saying just add more salt into the cookie itself because it's too sweet. To me, I think it's too sweet. And it's overwhelming. If you've never had a Levain cookie, it's the size of your head. But
what's nice about them is they are crunchy and hard on the outside, but so soft and chewy on the inside.
I remember
Crumbl, everything is soft. Outside, inside, it's all soft.
They used to have this place, and it was disgusting. At first, it looked cool. It was called Dough. Remember Dough? You guys remember Dough?
Cookie dough place?
Yes, it was an ice cream cookie dough place,
yes.
and it looked like ice cream that was cookie dough, but it looked cold. Like it would, Then you
But it
go and you
wasn't
get
cold?
it. It's room temperature cookie dough. You take one bite, you're out. And I remember like lines around the block. Closed now. Everyone was like, "This is disgusting."
They probably
But
got
there were
salmonella.
lines around the block. No, they didn't have any egg in it. That was their whole thing. And I remember this girl who worked there was into one of the comics at the cellar, and she would come. It was right by the cellar, and she would come and bring us all this shit from dough.
It was just room
It was
temperature.
because I love cookie dough, like real cookie dough.
Well, and when it's in the refrigerator, and then you like
Yes.
take a scoop and
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
Amazing.
I'm acting like Mary a little bit. Like, oh my gosh, yes, I love that cookie dough.
yes,
So good.
yes.
Fresh cookies baked warm out of the
I wonder
oven.
if her French patisserie.
Yes, I
husband-
can make you some cookie dough for my wife. But yeah, I just think in general, like cookies are kind of like I think the rawness is in.
I make cookies.
Well, you make cum cookies. You make cookies that look like you
But
came
I
on
make
every
them.
single. But it's disgusting.
No, you
Your
don't know. You
cookies-
haven't had them. They are good.
What are they? Ricotta cookies, Christmas cookies, Italian cookies.
They're called Italian wedding cookies.
Okay.
Mr. Italian.
All right.
And they're basically just sugar cookies with like icing and sprinkles on them. I make them at the holiday times. And they're yummy. They just look phallic.
Well, it's just that when you showed them to me, it looked like melted cum.
Right. That's what I mean. They look like
Awful.
they just went
so it's
through
just a sugar cookie.
bukkake.
You just made a
But-
sugar cookie.
Right. Partly
What is
the reason it
what's-
looks like cum is because I don't wait for the cookies to cool down before I put the icing on it. So the icing sort of starts to
Hey,
melt.
why don't you just wait?
Because I'm impatient, Matteo. I'm impatient. I want the cookie. You and I tried to make cookies.
Well, we
We made
we
them.
tried making sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies. But we tried. What did we do wrong?
So there's a certain type of sugar cookie recipe that when you want to make flat sugar cookies
That you like
that they
make
don't
shapes.
rise, that you can make shapes and then you can paint on them. So we just looked up any sugar cookie recipe. So that was it. So we're making, the balls, right? Waiting for it to flatten. They just stayed balls. So we just made these hard sugar cookie balls.
we didn't want to make the cutout shape one. We wanted to make just the ball ones
Right.
that fluff up, but we were using the recipe for the cutout shape one.
Meanwhile, I live above an
But as
Insomnia
balls.
Cookies. I could have easily
Ugh, now
just
Insomnia.
gotten. Now, Insomnia is a.
How
it's-
do they show up that warm
It's a
after
drug
delivery?
front. No, they show up sweaty. First of all, they don't even show up sometimes. My cousin and I ordered from Insomnia Cookies 2 hours later. You can't call them. You have to call
Oh,
the
I know.
headquarters. And because you walk
But
inside.
they still show up warm. How?
Because they're coming on them.
It's
No,
working.
the ones that we got were literally. We ordered like 5 cookies. We're like, we're just gonna treat ourselves. It's fun. This is like years ago, and we ordered these Insomnia cookies, and they almost never showed up. 2.5 hours later, he showed up to our door with these sweaty ass, gross cookies.
It wasn't sweat. You know what it was.
Come. Yeah, I'm not a big Insomnia Cookies fan. Ever since then, I
But
see
it's
it.
right down from you, so you could grab them.
I've never,
Which I've done.
I've never,
numerous times when I come to your
I
place.
have never but now a sugar cookie sounds really good. It actually sounds really good to me right now. I didn't know that Crumbl had like the. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to
They have a
Crumbl
lot
today.
of different. Well, I don't know if they do this week. They normally always have those two, but sometimes they don't have.
What are they this week? Can we, Paige or Chris, can we see what the Crumbl cookies are this week?
If you just go to crumblcookies.com and scroll down, it'll list all the ones.
Lemon cupcake, peanut butter cookies and cream,
Okay.
M&M's original strawberry ice cream bar, the sugar shark week cookie.
Oh, it's Shark Week.
But is it just sugar? That's what I want.
Sugar cookie, but it says it's like sharks.
Okay, I want the
So
sugar
normally
shark.
the Sugar Shark one is it has pink frosting and no sharks on it.
So should we get the sugar shark ones?
Maybe the strawberry ice cream one sounds good.
It looks just like the bar.
Lemon cupcake. I will say
yeah,
my
I
thing
wish
with
they did the
Crumbl is
chocolate
when they
one.
do cupcake flavored cookies, the icing they use is not icing that belongs on cookies, so
Well,
it never tastes quite right.
I'm not a big icing on cookies in general. I think it starts to become too much cake. I think cookies need to be cookies and cake needs to be cake and cupcakes need to be their own thing. But then the
Wow.
M&M peanut butter cookies, the peanut butter cookies and cream actually looks really good.
So you're saying there's only two genders? Is that what you're saying?
Actually, I'm saying there's 3. For
Wow.
cupcakes.
I'm not a huge icing
For
person in
pastries,
general
there's 3
either.
genders. What?
I'm not a huge icing person in general, like cake and all that. I'll have some, but I don't like a lot of icing. I normally wipe a lot of icing off. It's always it's too much. It's too much.
Well, what I do with the Crumbl cookies, I cut them into a quarter and then
Same.
I eat
You
that
have
and
to.
then I just stare at it. That's it.
you have to cut
basically-
them in quarters or halves. You can't eat.
I just bring them down to the cellar and I throw them at the staff. I'm like, please eat this. I can't eat these cookies.
Time check.
240.
Okay, so Crumbl cookies.
So if you had to choose,
Yeah.
we're in New York,
yeah,
and you could get a cookie delivered from anywhere.
Okay.
Where are you ordering from? Which one?
is it just me or is there a bunch of people?
It's just you. You can have whichever cookie you want.
I
Where are
guess
you
I would
ordering?
get Crumbl. Although I do like milk. I like their funfetti cookies because they're also gooey on the inside. So if I just had to pick one cookie, I would probably pick milk, the funfetti.
Interesting choice.
It's
I would
simple.
probably choose Levain.
You really would choose Levain?
I think I would.
I had Levain the other day. I got it for
But I
Rodrigo.
only get chocolate chip walnut and chocolate peanut butter.
I get the
don't-
chocolate peanut butter.
I don't fuck with the other two.
Yeah, what's the other ones?
Oatmeal raisin.
Under no circumstances. It's enough with oatmeal and raisins. It's enough with
It's
raisins.
enough. No
It's-
one wants it.
No, I've had enough. A dry
No one wants
fucking grape thrown into the middle of oatmeal and then baked and then calling itself a cookie. I think raisins need to mind your own fucking business. I hate raisins.
The other one's chocolate. It's too much chocolate.
Well, chocolate I can behind because if it's 2 different flavors of chocolate, you're gonna get like different depths of
I don't
chocolate.
think it's different. I think it's just chocolate and chocolate.
Just chocolate and just different textured of the same chocolate.
I think it's a chocolate cookie with chocolate
But those
chip.
are always fresh. You know that the cookies that you get at Levain have been like an hour.
Yeah,
they were just
they're-
made in an hour. So,
That's what I would probably choose if I had to right now delivery something.
I wonder. You know who has a really good chocolate chip cookie? Actually, the best I've ever had is
Winona.
No. Who's Jacques?
Cousteau?
Jacques from
Torres.
Yes, from Nailed It with Nicole.
I didn't know he had a chocolate chip
There,
cookie.
he has a
I know
couple
he has
places.
chocolate.
Yeah, and the chocolate chip cookies. I think that is actually the best chocolate chip cookie I've ever had.
I've had his chocolate snowman.
Really? What's that?
It's literally a chocolate snowman. What did you think? that
Like,
I
is it a
meant by that?
cookie?
No.
Okay, well, you have to be. Is it a pastry?
It's a snowman in the shape of chocolate.
How big?
Chocolate in the shape of a snowman.
Like a chocolate bunny.
Different sizes. Exactly. A chocolate Santa Claus, but it's a snowman.
A chocolate Santa Claus.
Yeah?
I don't know if I've ever had a chocolate Santa Claus.
I haven't either, but I've had a chocolate snowman.
You want to? I've never liked you.
Shut up. Thank you for listening and watching another episode of I've Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith. Feel free to... Thank you for listening and watching another episode of I've Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith. Feel free to listen to the podcast on any place you get your podcasts, and feel free to watch on YouTube. Until next time.